is what it's all about. An absolutely historic fight.
We have some unfinished business, Katie.
Never anger Amanda Serrano. Here's what happens. The night of April 30th, 2022 unfolded a clash of dominance and ruthlessness like nothing you've ever seen before in women's boxing. Jaws dropped as history was made with the first women's boxing match to headline Madison Square Garden. 4 lightweight titles were all on the line, all held by the undisputed champion Katie Taylor. Across from her stood Amanda Serrano, the 7-division knockout artist coming for the crown. But it wasn't going to be just a match. It was a rivalry that'll long be remembered. A remarkable force you don't want to mess with. It's always going to be an explosion when the 7-weight Puerto Rican Amanda Serrano steps into the ring. Let's be real. Amanda isn't just any contender. She takes everything down in her own way. A fine mix of raw power and aggressive tactics, Amanda etched her name into the lore of professional boxing year after year, stacking unimaginable records with every victory. But it wasn't just the brutality she possessed. She was more experienced, having made her debut since 2009 with a 4-weight world champion record to her name. Every punch, every round, Amanda made one thing clear. If you're standing in her way, you're already in trouble. But standing in her way was no ordinary champion. Katie Taylor had her meteoric rise, winning world titles barely a year after turning pro. Fast? Yes. Skilled? No doubt. 20 fights, 20 wins, no defeats. But Serrano wasn't here to admire her. She wasn't stopping, even though she had earned herself 3 more weight classes.
It all comes down to this. 2 minutes, undisputed.
A match with Katie Taylor's undisputed WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO lightweight crowns on the line was another opportunity to show the world just how incredible she is. However, Katie was determined to show everyone it wasn't just luck or her talent that earned her those titles. And the then undisputed champion in both the lightweight and super lightweight classes, Katie wasn't just lucky with unmatched skills, she had more. It was something bigger. Grit and viciousness that none of her rivals could withstand. Not even Amanda's sister, Cindy Serrano, as Taylor already held a victory over her in 2018. This time, with another Serrano in her way, there was only one way to prove to the world she wasn't just a paper champion, no matter how long Amanda had been in the game. So, on the very night of April 30th, the arena at MSG was crammed with over 19,000 fans to watch the rivalry unfold and settled in the ring. With the odds being high and the outcome uncertain, some feared the fight might not live up to the hype as Katie was going to pit her 20-0 record against Serrano's 42-1-1 status. However, the half Puerto Rican and half Irish crowd were pumped up to witness the end, an end that would send Jaws crashing to the ground.
She might be losing.
Her output is low, but Katie Taylor's footwork is high, and that's probably why we're not seeing as many punches. Amanda's got to get to her to punch.
And when those lights dimmed and the fighters walked out, you could feel it. This wasn't just a fight. This was history walking through the ropes. The instant the bell rang, the heat was on as Serrano unleashed a ruthless display of power, setting the tone early. She wasn't afraid of the champion, pressing Taylor to the ropes, landing devastating shots. Taylor struggled to keep up as she tried to evade Serrano's deadly attacks, but there was no escaping. The ring began to light up with a display of dominance, Serrano weakening her prey with every attack, leaving Taylor almost a mess. Taylor stayed patient, countering punches and waiting for the right moment to strike. Serrano wasn't boxing, she was hunting. Taylor, on the other hand, was trying to dance, dodge, and counter. But there's no dancing when the storm is already inside the ring. The Irish star relied more on her power to launch a few impressive counters while using incredible footwork to evade Serrano's blows, until she found her opening. The match took a wild turn by the 4th round as Serrano got caught in a clash of heads with Taylor, resulting in a nasty cut above her right eye. Serrano didn't flinch. She only got more dangerous. While Taylor tried to seize the moment, pressing forward with newfound confidence, Serrano's warrior spirit only intensified. And then came the 5th round. As if fueled by her own blood, Serrano unleashed hell. She stole the spotlight with a skull-bashing blow that nearly separated Taylor from consciousness. The Garden held its collective breath as the undefeated champion wobbled on unsteady legs. That right there? That's the moment many thought the fight and Taylor's undefeated record was over. However, Taylor showed incredible skills and tenacity as she stayed in the fight. She kept herself off the canvas. Call it willpower, call it madness, but she wasn't going down. And it didn't take long to see Taylor do what she does best. By the 7th, Taylor found her second wind. She dug deep, broke through Serrano's guard, and started landing bombs of her own. By the final 3 rounds, Taylor slowly annihilated Serrano blow after blow, leaving her with a bloody face. This gave Taylor the reins of the match as she returned the favor, landing heavy blows at Serrano with just enough intensity to push the numbers. By the 10th, both women were running on nothing but heart and history, and their gas tanks emptied rounds ago, their bodies begging them to stop. With the clock dangerously ticking to an end, Serrano and Taylor set the arena ablaze by unloading on each other in a frenzy, making the crowd go crazy. It was a bloody mess by the final bell, but an incredible display of power that rewrote history. Bloodied, exhausted, legendary. Both women had given everything, and Madison Square Garden erupted in appreciation of what they just witnessed. The judges scored it 96-93 and 97-93 for Taylor, with one judge seeing it as 96-94 for Serrano. A split decision victory for Katie Taylor, but far from convincing. While this victory led to several controversies, it's impossible to forget just how incredible Serrano's performance was. The judges called it for Taylor, but the boxing world saw Serrano as a true champion. Had Taylor done enough, or did Serrano's domination in those middle rounds deserve the victory? What nobody could argue with, this was the fight of the year. So, who truly deserved the victory? Was it Taylor with her precision or Serrano with her ferocity? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you felt the energy of this epic showdown, and hit subscribe so you don't miss more raw strikes like this. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next round.